Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Serpa, and this is my Computer Science 392 final project. Today we'll be taking a look at Kickstarter. So, what is Kickstarter? Kickstarter is just an online platform where if you have a great business idea, but you don't have the money to support it, well, you can ask people to help donate to your idea and turn that idea into a reality. So, what are some things that you should just know? Some general vocabulary about Kickstarter. So, first is campaign. Campaign is simply when you just go launch your own page on Kickstarter and you're asking people for money, right? Think of like a political campaign, you're asking for money support, right? Campaign. Next thing to know is pledge. Pledge is simply just the amount of money you raised, the amount of money that people donated to your idea. Third is backers, and backers is just the amount of people that donated to your campaign. So what's in this data set? Well, there's a lot. We use a total of 85 different predictors. But some things that you should just generally know, right? This covered everything from the time it was launched, how long it lasted for, what state, how much they were asking for, were they successful in reaching their goal, just stuff about that. And we'll dive into more of the big factors further on. So what is the goal? What is the premise of this? So you come to me with this great business idea, whatever it may be, but you don't have the funding for it. Well, you come to me, I'm a consultant, and together we're going to figure out how to make your campaign successful. So let's just take a little lay of the land, if you will. So not necessarily ideal in terms of success versus failure. And again, just remember, success is measured in the amount of money that was raised and it met your goal. So looking here, we got around 20%, 20% of the time people are successful in reaching their goal. But we're going to take a further look in what does it take to be part of that 20%. So just looking here at the top 5 predictors that helps you be on, makes you successful is first, right, we got the backers count. That's simply just, right, again, the amount of people that donated to your campaign. The comments, that's just how many people comment on your page or campaign. Pledge, again, is the amount of dollars that people donated to your campaign. And the biggest one of them all is Spotlight. And what Spotlight is just when you first log on to Kickstarter, you're going to see some campaigns at the very beginning, the home page, and that's known as Spotlight, right? So it's whether or not you're on the front page. And then updates is just the amount of times that you update your page, how likely, or sorry, how many times you update your page, how many times are people going back, and how much are you making progress is another way to put it. And so just looking at this graph here, right, this is measured in odds. So if we were to take the greatest one, right, Spotlight, what this is essentially saying is that if you are in Spotlight, you have a 6 times more likely chance of being successful than not being successful. And for just reference, this is massive, right? Let's take another look. So here again, right, the success rate right here on the left side. And then we look over here to the right side and it's filtered if they are on Spotlight. So what this graph tells us on the very right-hand side is every campaign that was on the Spotlight was successful. Now, that doesn't mean that's your only way, right? There's still a little bit of a chance that you might not be on the Spotlight, but still be successful, right? But that's very slim. You would much rather be on the majority, right? So now the focus becomes, well, how do I get on the Spotlight? Well, let's look right here. So again, coming in number 1 is updates, right? The amount of times you update your website, your campaign, that significantly helps you be on the Spotlight. Whereas then there's reward levels. So that's essentially saying how much you're going to give back in return if they donate, right? And this is just a way to incentivize people to donate to your campaign. Pledged, again, right? The amount of money that's donated. Disable communication false, which is just a really fancy way of saying we're allowing communication, right? We're allowing comments, which is the 5th one, right? So what does this all mean? Well, let's take another look between the highest and the lowest, which is the comments and the updates. And we can see right here that the more updates and the more comments you have, the more likely you're going to be on the spotlight, right? So you can just kind of see the general upward trend, right? Down here at the bottom, right, zeros, right? That means 0 updates, 0 comments. You're most likely not going to be on the spotlight. But if the more you comment, the more updates you get on your campaign, then the more likely you are going to be on the spotlight. So what does this mean? What does all this data mean? All this data means is that you want to build a community around your campaign, your business idea, right? You want to be engaging. You want to reply to their comments. You want to go back and forth. You want to demonstrate that you're making progress, right? What you want to show is that you are listening to them and that you're making progress, right? Is their investment's going to be worth it. If I'm an investor, right? I want to feel like I'm part of the business, right? That's the key here, right? You want to make them feel welcome, part of the business. So another very common question that I get is, does it matter where I launch my campaign? And frankly, yes, it actually does. So if we were to just look at this graph, right, there's no clear standout, but right here at the bottom, state of California comes in at #1 slightly ahead of Massachusetts. Then we got Washington, New York, Rhode Island, right? All very close in terms of odds. Again, right, that just means for every time that, or if you're in California, let's just say you have a 1.2 times more likely chance of being successful than not being successful. So, but very, very close, doesn't seem like it matters too much, maybe just of these top states. But let me take a closer look. So as you can see here, this is just the amount of money that was donated in total in a given state. So as you can see right here at the very bottom, California comes in with a whopping $63 million donated. The next closest one is New York City, which is 7 times smaller than the size of California. So it is not a requirement that you start in California. However, if you have the option to, I would 100% recommend that you take it. So let's just summarize everything that we just been over, right? First thing, be on the spot list, right? That is your ticket to success. All successful campaigns on Spotlight were successful. The next point, be engaging with your community, right? You want to create an environment where they feel like they're part of the business, that they're being heard, and that their investment is making progress, and it looks like it's becoming more and more like a reality, right? So that's very, very important. And then the third one, again, not a requirement, but if you have the option, 100% take it and start your campaign in California. That's all I got for you. Thank you and have a great day.